let me work it. 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 It's the kind of beat that go ta 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 ta.
How's it going, guys? I am Money here, and I'm actually doing a commentary, and I will explain why I haven't been doing commentaries and my inspiration for the few videos that I've been doing. But first, let me explain some of these videos you guys are going to be watching, because I don't think I'll be talking the entire time. I don't know how long the video is because I haven't edited, but I wanted to do commentary first. So the first thing you're going to be watching, I finally got Malcal to play, and we just hopped in that game, and I swear that was my fastest beetle ever. But I guess if you count it from first kill to last kill, it's not super fast, but considering I got 2 kills before it and got all those kills off B, I thought it was pretty impressive. And then you're going to be watching a subpar nuclear on standoff, which in my turns for subpar, that's something I normally wouldn't post, but I'll do a commentary over it, because I assume since you're listening to the commentary, you're more involved into the commentary than actually the gameplay. And then I believe I have a nuke fail, and I think I'll put that at the very end, which is on hijacked. And I didn't know how I died. I thought I got killed by a teammate. It would have been a really good nuclear. It started off really slow and then sped up, but it's a nuke fail. And then there's a nuclear on hijacked where myself and Eli are playing against some booster Merch 91, and then in the second half I turned up. I dropped a nuclear. It was pretty impressive in my point. And they were I spawn trapped the shit out of them. It's really hard to spawn trap when it's only, you know, 1 or 2 people on your team. So that was pretty impressive. Can't boost if you're getting spawn trapped the whole fucking time. But in terms of commentaries, I think I've said this numerous times. I don't mind doing commentaries. Just as of late, life has been, I don't want to say hectic, I don't want to say busy, I will say somewhat depressing. So if you guys watch my Vegas vlog, you guys will know at the very end I indicated that I had a new car. And when I say had, I will say that it's fucking gone. So this is actually what happened, and this is kind of my luck. I have really bad luck with cars. I woke up on a Wednesday, and my alarm for some reason on a Wednesday was set an hour early before I even had to be at work. So that was already fucked, and I didn't even realize it until I was driving to work. The light was green, but for some reason, like, I seen it ahead of time, but I didn't pay any attention to it. I figured he was just driving slow. So I'm on the outside lane, and then there's a car on the right lane a block ahead of me. Keep in mind, the light is green. So there's a gas station to my right. The guy in the right lane is stopped, and like I said, I didn't pay any attention to it. I just figured he's driving slow, he's gonna move. I kept going. I was maybe doing a little bit of speeding, but nothing excessive considering it was a 35 speed limit. So I'll say I was doing 40. So I'm driving through the light, driving through the lane, and then as I approach this car that is stopped, I realized at the very last second that he is letting a car out of the gas station even though the light is green. So the guy in the gas station guns it, like he fucking floors it, trying to get across this intersection that's not even busy when he wasn't supposed to go anyway. But the guy on the right let him through, so I guess he assumed it's clear. And since I couldn't see him, I assumed he couldn't see me. So like I said, I'm doing about 40. He fucking guns it and clips the, I want to say the front tire of my passenger side. And like I said, I seen him last second, so I slam on my brakes and I edge off to the left into the turning lane, which is clear. So I'm not gonna hit anyone else. He fucking blew my whole fucking like passenger tire to where like the fucking, I don't know what connects it, but whatever connects that shit to the car damn near came off. So all traffic ceased, they all stop. I pull into I make a wide right around to the gas station to pull in, and I'm gonna get out of my car and then talk to this guy. This motherfucker drove off. He hit me and just drove the fuck off. So I call my insurance, I call the police to let them know I was in hit and run, so I have it on record. Then I call my insurance, and then like it was a fuck situation, because looking at the car, I'm not very good with cars, but I could tell that it was an excessive amount of damage. Nothing that I didn't think in my mind couldn't be fixed. But when I called my insurance and I realized that I wasn't at fault, but it would fall under my uninsured motorist, and in the state of Washington, we have a maximum of $10,000. I don't know if that's the max, at least that's what I pay for, $10,000. So the guy was like, you know, you're covered. My only thing was I don't want my insurance rates to go up because I wasn't at fault. I was on the outside lane. The light was green. The guy like on the right side lane shouldn't have stopped to let anyone like bypass traffic or whatever. And then the guy, they said the guy that, you know, obviously gunned it was at fault because he didn't yield to traffic. So there was no way I was at fault in this situation. I just didn't want my rates to go up. Come to find out, like I don't get a call the next day. So I call them and I'm like, you know, how much damage do we have? And he's like, you know what? We need to like do some more work and then we'll give you a call Monday. So then Monday comes and I get my report and it's $9,600. $9,600. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. I'm covered under my uninsured motorist. But so the next day I called my insurance guy and I said, hey, I got my quote. It's $9,600. Are we good? And he's like, no, because that quote was only for exterior work. And I would show you a picture. I might, you know, put it in the video right around this time. But basically he scraped the whole left side of the car. So from my point of view, what I saw was I needed a new, I needed probably a new grill, the middle part, whatever the fuck that connects to that shit, I forgot what it's called, side skirts, some body work on the doors, if not all new doors, and then the back bumper, it was kind of fucked, so I either might need a new bumper or body work on the bumper, which is gonna obviously cost some money. So here was the issue. When he hit my, I guess the tire, the way he hit me, it cracked the suspension, which after they did, it took like another 4 days just to figure out if they were even going to fix the car, how much it was going to cost. And once I finally got the quote, it was going to be $15,000. Now, that wasn't that big of a deal, but I paid $18,000 for the car. So they were like, we're not going to put, you know, we're not going to pay $15,000 to fix an $18,000 car. And I guess most of the stress came from, if it was covered under uninsured motorists, then no money would have came out of my pocket, and then they would have just, you know, covered everything up to $10,000. But if it was to go over $10,000, I would have to come out of $1,000 out of my pocket, which I don't have. I just made a down payment on the car, so I don't have extra money to splurge on fixing the car that I just bought, because that's not supposed to happen. And another thing was, I don't have, what is it called? Rental insurance. I don't have rental insurance, so they weren't going to provide a rental, which in my case wasn't super bad. I just get a ride from my friend who kind of takes my route to work, which is convenient for him because they closed his main road, so he has to kind of go by my house anyway. So that wasn't that big of a deal. But my issue right now is I don't have a car. I just bought, like, no one hits Audis. I would consider an Audi a luxury vehicle. Luxury vehicles don't get hit, which I can see why he fucking drove the fuck off and kind of left me just standing there. He most likely didn't have insurance, but no, those kind of things aren't supposed to happen, especially, you know, I just made my first payment, was it on the 14th, and that shit happened on like the 9th. So I hadn't even made my first payment and I had already got fucking hit. So that's kind of what I've been dealing with in terms of that in real life. Now in terms of COD, I've kind of reinvented myself. I don't want to say, is that Robert? I got myself reinvested. That's what I'm looking for. Reinvested in the Call of Duty. And some of the, I guess the 2 last videos that I posted that have music over them, I think if you were to look at those gameplays, you would notice maybe a different playing style. Somewhat aggressive, somewhat passive, kind of a mix. And here's where that actually comes from. My inspiration for the way I do my videos with the feeds and the music comes from a YouTuber named Dying Soldier. If you guys don't know about him, he's a core player, but he's fucking sick. He's nasty. Like, he gets great fucking feeds, and he does the rock music to it, which I'm not a fan of the whole rock music thing unless it's, you know, played well, but the way he plays is so fast that it actually works really well with the kind of music he matches his gameplays with. And then Mark of J, I've been watching a lot of Mark of J and a lot of Crim6. Now, I don't want to get any flack for this, but after watching Crim6, and I've never heard of him until he joined Optic, and I'd never seen any of his gameplays, but after watching his gameplays, I thought, like, this guy really, like, we have very similar playing styles. And then Mark of J, just on a very consistent basis, just fucking, obviously if you're subscribed to Mark of J, if you've heard him, seen any of his videos, he posts damn near, what, every day, every other day, sometimes twice a day, and he has, you know, gameplay on gameplay on gameplay. And the reason I say all that is because that's kind of what got me back into the grind on Black Ops 2. And I didn't want to just say Black Ops 2, the grind in COD. I gave all my other CODs to a coworker, so I don't have any other CODs but Black Ops 2. But if I had any other COD to play, I think I would, grind it the same that I'm trying to grind Black Ops 2. Like before, I got tired of going for nuclears. I got tired of going for feeds. I was just playing to hang out with friends and communicate and, stay in touch with everyone. But now I've kind of been working on how I play and becoming a better player, in a sense that, Crim6 is a competitive player, but he plays pubs. But he still uses the same positioning and spawn knowledge and selecting your gunfights and flanking and taking particular routes. But he's still aggressive, and that's what I kind of want out of my gameplays. And like I said, I think we play similar, so I'm not that far off what he brings to the table. Not saying that I'm on his level, but in terms of gameplays, I think that we're kind of similar, so it's not that far off, if you get what I'm trying to say anyway. But what I've been trying to do is, like I said, work on positioning. Even though there's a VSAT up, there's no need to engage an enemy straight on. If I can flank and then push to the next spawn and then still, maintain good positioning from that spawn, then that's what I want to learn to do, and I want to get better at it. And I also want to be able to bring, that gun knowledge and everything into Black Ops 3. And the only reason that I think it's really interesting now is because I've been playing for so long, and I will say in my own right, not in a cocky way, I'm a really good player. I'm most likely one of the best hardcore players you're going to run across. And for me to find something that is making me improve and want to improve is actually really cool, and it kind of gets me back to those Modern Warfare 3 days where I was trying to grind out a Moab, 2 Moabs every day just so I'd have a gameplay. And I think that's where I'm back at right now with not just Black Ops 2, but Call of Duty, to where I'm not just waiting for the next COD. In between this next COD, I want to improve, and I want to become a much, much better player, to where I started on my old account, or my main account actually. I just never played Black Ops 2 on it. It was an account that I said was screwed up because I played against some modders. The stats were about a 2.10, and I haven't downloaded the new maps, and I'm not going to, which means I can't access a Peacekeeper even when everyone else is using a Peacekeeper. And I think those little things, playing against the odds, is actually what's going to end up making me a far better player than any other tryhard in the hardcore arena, because I don't have anything to fall back on. I don't have a Peacekeeper. I can always put on a Peacekeeper if I had it, and then get a gameplay out of that, or catch up when I'm down in a game. But I don't have that crutch to fall back on. And my number 1 gun is not a Peacekeeper. I've got 2 kills with the Peacekeeper since I've been playing, and I've got over 17,000 kills already. So I think that, and then the fact that I'm trying to utilize new guns. My tryhard gun is the AN-94, so if I'm doing bad, I go to it. But I always try not to go to it. Like the PDW, I posted some clips and 100+ gameplay with the PDW pistol. I'd never posted a nuclear pistol or a PDW nuclear or anything, and that's because I was always stuck on 1 or 2 guns that I would utilize to get a gameplay. Where now I'm using the M8. I've never really been a fan of the M8, but I'm learning how to use it. The PDW, I never really liked the PDW, but I'm learning to use it. And as I go on my nuclear streaks, instead of playing it safe, I pick up guns that aren't mine. And I think that Mark of J, I get that from Mark of J, I picked it up from him, being able to pick up any gun and utilize it and be accurate with it. And that's kind of one of the things that I think is instrumental to me becoming a better player, to where I'm not just stuck on 1 gun on a very consistent basis. And what I want to do in the future, once I get more accustomed to every other gun, get rid of all these guns that I'm accustomed to, like the A94. Get rid of it. The M27 is also one of my go-to guns. I took that off. Now I'm going with more burst weapons, submachine guns that I don't normally use, and I'm trying to get more creative with how I attack the enemy on the opposite team. And it doesn't matter what your KDR is. And actually, one of the games that I actually missed out on explaining was there's a gameplay on Raid. We're playing against some tryhards, and this guy named VSAT God sent me like 76 messages about how I suck, yet in that gameplay I shitted on them. So I don't know, that it is what it is. And also another thing that I think is more beneficial is I haven't been playing in full parties. None of the gameplays that you guys ever watch are going to be in full parties. It's going to be myself and Eli, and at the very most 3. So no one is really playing Black Ops 2, so it's not that hard to not have friends on and then play in a 2-man or a 3-man party, and then go try to enforce your will upon someone who has a 6-man or a 5-man. Oh my god, I just thought I have another gameplay that I have to go find where I got a nuclear on a full party on Plaza. So I'm gonna go find that gameplay after I do this commentary, and I'm gonna record that and then add that to it. It's pretty good. I think it's all in the second half to where we're pretty much even. I was doing okay, just like the game on Hijacked, and then out of nowhere I got my trap on Plaza, on was it A Flag, and then you know shit went downhill for them there. So that was pretty cool, and then I'll keep you guys updated. In terms of my car, I try not to stress about materialistic stuff far too much, because I was in a situation in my past where I was so focused on materialistic things, and then when I lost a very materialistic thing, my car, I had a beautiful 650i BMW. It was so beautiful, and I lost it, and I fell into a very deep depression. It was I don't know, it was really bad. But now this time around, I was not sad, I was more like distraught and upset, only because I just bought the car and everything was going good. I just got my raise, I got a new car, so everything is, you know, on the up and up, and I'm still waiting to hear from this job, which is still good. But this little thing happened, it's nothing but a roadblock. So I think the key to life is shit happens, man. Just don't let that shit affect you, and don't let it, you know, absorb you. Don't let it bring you down. Like, people at my job are like, you know, you're okay, you're cool, because they know that, you know, I worked at my job an entire year driving a piece of shit car that I didn't even like, and then I finally went out and got, you know, a really nice car that I saved up and wanted, and then, you know, 30 days later it's fucking gone. But at the same time, if you worked for something and you accomplished it the first time, it's not that hard to do it a second time. It is, you know, more stressful, and you're always going to be thinking about, man, I've already done this, now I have to do it again. But if you don't feed on that kind of stuff, I promise you, shit will work out. Things always work out in the end, and that's one thing I've noticed about life. When shit's fucked up, eventually it all, you know, it unweaves itself and everything goes back to the straight and narrow. So that's basically what we're on right now, man. I'll end up getting another Audi, hopefully. I just have to get reapproved for a loan, and it's gonna be a little harder this time. I did get my raise, but at the same time, I'm not putting down a down payment because I put a down payment on a car and I lost it. So if anything, I should be able to get approved for the same amount, if not a little bit more, since I make a little bit more money, and then hopefully I can go from there. But like I said, you know, the future holds what it holds, and you're not really gonna alter that all too much. You know, plans are in their thing, you know. But other than that, I've been just working, just grinding, man, trying to get this all situated. And then I'll be playing COD, you know, doing my thing, trying to get everything situated. And I think with this new direction, like I said, I have the gameplays with music. I'll be doing commentaries like I'm doing now. And the one thing I have decided in the future that I won't be doing is branching out to other games. I do think that you guys do not, actually I can tell by the numbers, you guys do not enjoy those shits whatsoever. And I've always wanted to kind of branch off into other games and show you guys that I'm more than just a COD player, which I am, just not as of late because nothing has really caught my eye. But prepare for nothing but fucking God. I'm going, after I guess leaving To Die For and then, you know, focusing on starting up something new, I want to, I guess, lead by example and just fucking just grind. So I want to ensure that I have a footprint in hardcore, and if I stop doing videos tomorrow, I want to be remembered as a fucking legend, and that all these motherfuckers in hardcore who talk shit about a guy who only has 2,600 subscribers like VSAT Gods did, I'm no Pomage, I'm no Optic Scumpy. Well, I'm not any of them. I'm those motherfuckers in hardcore though. I'm that guy when it comes to hardcore gameplays. And not being cocky, yeah, I'm being cocky. Fuck it, I am being cocky because none of you motherfuckers can stop me. That's funny, I should use that as an intro. But on a real note, that is basically what I'm working towards. I'm 31, going on 32 in November, so I'm not going to be doing this, you know, forever, obviously, but what I want to do is I want to work on a fucking legacy. I want motherfuckers to think back and be like, man, remember that guy I Am Money? Like, he was a fucking beast. Like, this guy's pretty good, but he's no I Am Money. And Eli just stole your line. The motherfuckers know Eli, though. But that's all for me, guys. I'm going to catch you guys next time. I Am Money out.
Let me work it, work it, work it, work it. Let me work it, work it, work it. Let me work it, work it, work it, work it, work it. It's the kind of beat that go. It's the kind of beat, It's the kind of beat that go. Top. Let me work it.